day, everyone. My name is Lao Zheng'an, and I am the speaker for the talk today. So I would like to start my talk today by asking you to imagine a world where your hard work doesn't even matter. I know this is very harsh, but just try to stay with me and start imagining this. Imagine practicing a skill for 10 hours a day, building a team, and finally reaching the moment where you can prove your worth, only to be told you can't even enter the room. And it's not because you aren't good enough, but it because the digital form didn't load. And this is the reality that's being faced by the student gamers nowadays. 88%. In our research and the surveys that are being conducted, 88% of student gamers struggle with fragmented registration processes. I know this personally. Last year, my team practiced for weeks for a major tournament, only to be disqualified because our payment screenshot didn't upload correctly in a Google form. We didn't lose on the battlefield. We lose to a glitch. And when we lose 88% of our potential participants due to paperwork, we aren't just losing players. We are losing the futures of the digital economy in Penang and even in our country. And this is why we created the Tournament Hub to turn administrative chaos into professional clarity. So the root of the problem will obviously be the fragmentations. Look at the current journey. You find a teammate on Discord, you get the rules on WhatsApp, and fill out a Google form that always asks for the same ID, the same card photo that's already uploaded 10 times before. It's a digital obstacle course. When we conducted our empathy stage, we realized this isn't just a tech issue. It's an unfulfilled need for a professional standard. Students are suffering from registration burnout before the match even begins, and this caused them to be genuinely stressed, not by the game, but by the fear of an unwanted error during sign up. So we didn't just look at the tech, we look at the people. During our empathy stage, we interviewed local student gamers in our uni, in our esports club. We found a recurring unfulfilled need for verifications and trust. Students told us that they felt registrations burn out. One player even said, I spend more time fixing my registrations than I do practicing my aim. And this connects to the universal term of hope and resilience. These students have the hope of being professional, but the current infrastructure tests their resilience in ways that have nothing to do with gaming. We realized we weren't just fixing a form, we were fixing a dream. So how do we solve this problem, which is very messy and very complex? We turn to design thinking and TRIZ. During our ideation, we use brainwriting to generate 50 different ways to simplify the process. However, we hit a very big physical contradictions. For a tournament to be fair, we need high data complexity. We need to verify game IDs from different game ranks, and even the student status. But for the user to stay engaged, we also need high speed. Usually, if you increases the data, you eventually decreases the speed. And this is the contradictions. The systems must be informative, but at the same time, it also need to be instant. So to resolve this, we think and we apply the TRIZ inventive principle one, which is segmentations. So this was our Eureka movement. These segmentations tell us to divide an object into independent parts, and we decided to segment the object in this solution, which is the registration itself. Instead of a one-time heavy form, we created the master profile, just acting like an identification card, like our IC, our passport. So this is a permanent segmented digital identity. By splitting the user's data into independent modules, like personal, academic, gaming, the systems only needs to ping the required segments when you join a match. So this already resolves the contradictions. The system stays complex in the background, but just few instants for the users. One click, shoo. So it turns a 30-minute headache into a one-click reality. So this is the heartbeat of our innovations. As you can see in the slide here, the tournament hub. When we say mobile first, we aren't just talking about a smaller screen. We are talking about a lifestyle. We are talking about a student's life. The students in 2025 live on their phones. I think this is a very obvious thing. Even young kids, old people also stay on their phones. So it stays the same for the students. They expect their professional tools to be as fast as their social media. So let me walk you through the user experience and start now. Imagine with me now once again. So imagine you're opening the app for the first time. Instead of seeing a blank page, you see your verified student identity. It's linked to your university database. And this is the critical trust factor for organizers. And now, imagine more. Imagine a new tournament is announced. In the old system, you will be scrambling for Discord links. But here, notifications pop up in your phone. You tap it. Because of our TRIZ-based segmentations, the app already knows your team members, their ranks, and their availability. So now look at the dashboard on the screen. Everything from your live brackets, updates, to your team communications, they all live in this one ecosystem. So we have effectively replaced the big four of the tournament chaos: the Discord for chat, the WhatsApp for news, the Google Forms for data, and Excel for brackets. By merging this into a single professional dashboard, we don't just save time, we eliminate the cognitive load, the mental exhaustion of managing a team. We are taking the administrative weight off the students' shoulders so that they can just focus on what they do best: competing. However, as I learned from my lecturers, from my teachers, a good design must empathize with the user's environment. We notice that in our testing stage, players often get distracted by phone notifications during matches, and some of them don't even remember their training time. So we develop a creative device, the battlefield mode. When the registration was made, as you can see here, the users will toggle this mode. The UI will shift from a calm blue to high intensity red. All non-tournament notifications are silenced, and the training time for the upcoming tournament is eventually set up. It's a psychological trigger that tells the player, it's time to focus. When we show this to our test group, they definitely love it. It wasn't just a features. It made them feel like professional athletes. It made them immersed in the tournament. As I said in the last slide, the potential impact here is very massive. Our simulated testing shows that the registration time was reduced by 70%, and the manual errors, which is the kind that got me disqualified, were eliminated. But more importantly, these projects align with the SDG 9, industry, innovations, and infrastructures. Why does this matter now? Under SDG 9, we are looking at industry and innovations. Esports is the fastest growing digital industry in Southeast Asia now. If Penang wants to become a Silicon Valley of the East, we need to professionalize our talent pipeline. So the Tournament Hub isn't just an app for games. It's a training ground for digital discipline, team management, and technical infrastructure. We are building the foundations for a professional career path for student gamers in our country. So innovations isn't always about inventing a new machines or a new part. Sometimes it's about taking the broken process and the broken part and re-engineering it with empathy, just like buying an old car. which is very popular nowadays, like the Porsche 911, and most of them will be building it back and drive them with their peak performance. So this tournament hub is an ideal worth spreading because it removes the barrier between a student and their potential. It moves us away from the chaos of the past and towards the professional future of esports. So in the gaming world, we say GG. It's normally say that we are doomed. But for me, for these solutions, it means good game at the end of a match. So this is just the beginning. Let's stop fighting the system, start playing the game, and let's level up together. If you're really interested in our solutions, feel free to scan the QR code and have a quick look to the poster that explains our solutions. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and leave a comment down there in the comment sections. Bye bye.